we're not big in cybersecurity, but we hear this concern a lot. It's one of the top 3 this year. You know, just as kind of like one of the last things we talked about here, what's your take on the cybersecurity market for financial institutions? What's that like right now?
It's like the wild, wild west, really. It's so nuts. You know, you're talking about cyber crimes or just crimes and, financial crimes in general and how it's jumped up. My chief information security officer, I meet with him every week and we kind of talk about trends, things he's seeing, because he's in there, man. He's on the dark web. He's seeing all the stuff. He's looking at the things. And the amount of fraud and the amount of just attacks, even on a small financial institution on a daily basis, is mind-blowing, right? So we do a lot of external penetration, internal penetration. We do it's a full suite of cybersecurity services for our banks and credit unions. But the alarming thing is, because it's a newer term, cybersecurity has probably been something people really started talking about in the past 4 or 5 years. A lot of our financial institutions that aren't the big, household names, they haven't traditionally had a budget for these things, right? But that doesn't mean that the bad actors aren't going after them because they don't have a budget for it. So there's still very early days in our financial institutions understanding, like, hey, you're going to need to have a line item for this, or you're not going to have any line items at all, right? Because these guys are good. I mean, the way that they're social engineering tellers and back office staff at financial institutions to give them the information that they want, again, it's mind blowing. My cybersecurity team, you name a financial institution and they'll contact them, they'll get your information, right? Just by having conversations or sending emails and the things that they can do with text messages that make it look like it's coming from your CEO or it's coming from your boss, right?
Yeah.
So there's just so much education that absolutely has to happen in our industry to save the amount of confidence we have left in our industry from the consumers, right? We all kind of felt that gut punch a couple weeks ago with the SVB and Signature, and I do think there's another shoe to drop there. But let consumers start having their accounts wiped out en masse, or banks or credit unions that get wiped out through cyber attacks, and it's going to be a whole other issue that we're dealing with. So cybersecurity is huge. We've had our cybersecurity spun up now. It's been a couple of years. And the work that they're doing individually with our FIs that are utilizing those services, it's crazy. It's crazy the things that they find. It really is just.